Hey guys, it's Fishy, and we are ready to go on a live troll hunt. I am really excited about tonight. I, I need the help. I need help. I need your eyes on what I'm looking at because I'm not too certain that I've got bots here. I don't know the first thing about the way bots work or anything like that. So I'm winging it on this. But what I need is confirmation that I'm not crazy. And that's pretty important to me. I don't want to uh, be chasing after trails that don't go anywhere. I don't want rabbit trails that end back up on themselves. I want to know that I found something of substance, or I can leave it behind and not pay any attention anymore, and I can get on with other things. And there are other things to do. Believe me, I had a couple hours conversation with Martin from Lead Stories. And if you haven't heard of Lead Stories, you should, because these are the fastest debunkers that you'll ever meet. Faster than Snopes, more reliable, better sourcing. Martin and the team that he's got with Lead Stories and their hoax alerts is fantastic. So if you haven't checked them out yet, you need to go and find Lead Stories, like that page. You can find them on the pages liked by this page on Unfakery, so you could check him out there. But you could find that yourself. Lead Stories is not difficult to find. He has monitored, we made an arrangement. He can monitor the Facebook, the spreadsheets that I have checking out new websites. And every time I add a new website that's kind of hinky or sketchy, Martin's software will actually pick it up. And so he's got a feed going that anything new that pops up here in these that look like one of these sites that I've looked at and found maybe that everything that comes off of it is fake, and Facebook has taken down every one of the profiles. If there's any stories left there, this particular site will be in the feed now, and so he'll be able to add those as they come up automatically from whenever I add them. And so I thought that was a really cool thing to see that we are able to contribute in a small way to some of the data that Martin uses to put those things together. It allows him to be very fast with debunking things, and that is just tremendous. And I'm so happy that we can play a tiny little part in that. Also this week, I spent some time trying to help moderators of a particular conservative group get better at moderating. When I first found the group, I was looking at it and mining it for fakery. But I contacted the moderators and the administrators, and I said, look, you got a bunch of fakes in here. And so they let me help. And one of the things that's going to come out of that, I'm going to make a better guide to how you can use StockScan as a moderator of a group, or as someone looking for profiles, detail on profiles that are suspicious to them. So I'll be doing that. I'm working with a couple of groups, to help clean up their Facebook group activities so that they're not completely, overrun with fakes. I mean, there's going to be some fakes that get in, but at least we can keep some of that to a minimum. And one of the cool things about this arrangement with that group is that as those fakers apply for membership, I get to see that. And as I see that, I can check them out before they ever hit the group. So they'll never make it in if I'm seeing that and if I catch them in time. And then when they do make it in, the thing is, it'll be so easy to teach the folks how to remove them. But even so, when they don't make it in, I can add them to my spreadsheets, and then I can, like today, look at all of these that I found poking around in groups. These are like 23, 25 new fakes that I found today. And so, these are on the to be reported list, but I've vetted every one of them. They're all fake, and I picked them up early before some of them got into that group. So that was really nice. Let's see. I have 3 videos in the pipeline that have already been completed, where I've found a video or found a tag for those profiles so that you would be able to know who the original profile belonged to before they changed it. So three of those, and then the fourth one, Sadmira BB. Oh my goodness. One day we're going to have a long talk about Sadmira BBs, but I have another video where I took down 7, or I identified 7 that Facebook later took down once BuzzFeed got involved. And then Sadmira BBs came popping up again. And so the latest one, I have a new video for that, found out who that profile belonged to. And I'm happy to report that my removal rate right now is hovering around 86%. That's 86% of everything I'm turning in gets removed. And some of the things I don't turn in, they get removed because I've reported something that's similar or related to that. So that's something else. So something like 415 reports that I've made to Facebook directly about profiles. So there's some I've reported through pages that I just didn't track. And then Sadmira BB, when you see in that one, that was something like the 35th video, I want to say, that I've made like that. So yeah, I keep having the ability to find these guys, and it's really special, but I'd prefer Facebook fixed it. And the only way I know how to do that is embarrass Facebook to pieces. And the last thing I wanted to show you before we get too far in here, we had a post I saw last night that was about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and come this morning, Shannon Limbus had shared with me 3 other profiles that are doing the same scam, the same thing. So that is the new hotness, is Rock Cash giveaway hotness. Just so you know, that's the kind of fun that they're having out there right now. It was Tyler Perry for a long time, but I guess that The Rock was feeling left out, and all of his alter egos have decided to make faker pages saying that he's giving away a ton of money. So be on the lookout for that. That's always fun. Now I want to look at a post I made on my wall the other day, and I'll explain it as we go digging for it. I was looking at the depth and the detail that some of these fake profiles have, and in finding some of what they were doing, I was running up against, what do they comment on? What posts do they comment on? It typically tells you something very interesting about them when you can look at what they comment on. Maybe they're just commenting on the posts of their friends who happen to be from different nationalities or whatever, and that could look suspicious in the wrong context. And so I go and I look, and I found this pattern. I started with Melanie Arnett here. And so what we'll do is we'll go to the page where we're tracking this, and we'll open up her profile. This is Melanie Arnett. And I've got to open a stock scan instance while we're here. All right, so this is Melanie's pictures. It's got some really cute family shots, the same woman in them. That's fine. It's got this label up here. Some of these profiles have MAGA or Donald Trump and American flags. So we're signaling that we're quite American. And then here's some comments on these from people like Sitara, Amir, Mazur. Okay, all right. So I'm not really getting a bunch out of this except this weirdness. It's consistent, but it's bare. So I'm going to take this particular link at the top here, Jovankovska is what it says. And I'm going to paste it here in the stock scan tool. When I do that, it populates all these queries. So when I go to, say, places and see if there's any check-ins foreign-wise, there's Malaysia and Malaysia. Well, that's kind of weird, but it's not like a deal breaker. Somebody could have gone on vacation. Look at comments on pictures. Let's see what we have here. These are pictures that this profile comments on, and that's kind of an eclectic, normalish kind of thing you'd think that an American would comment on. So that's not really odd. But then when I go all the way, and I can look at tags if they've been tagged in anything, pictures or posts, and I can look at posts that they've commented on. When I go there and look at posts they've commented on, this is what we get. Now, this doesn't look really odd or strange by itself. Here's Barack Obama's post. Here's the Washington Post post. Science post, Brent Bozell, Greg Abbott, Tea Party Patriots, Rand Paul, President Bill Clinton, Ron Paul, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, HuffPost. What do all these have in common? They have a blue check. It's a verified page. Now, there's nothing hugely remarkable about that. Nothing strange or weird. Oh, I forgot to turn my screen back closer. Let's make that magnified a bit. That ought to help quite a bunch. All right, the only thing these have in common is that blue check. They are verified pages. And if you have a lot of comments on them, your fake comment could be lost in 1,400 other comments, as shown here. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for small posts that haven't got a lot commented on. And here's one, NASA Sun Science. All right, 103 comments. That's only a minute or so to get them right. So I'll go here and I'll select, instead of most relevant, I'll select all comments. Then it'll resort and I can see everything that's on here. And if I scroll down to the bottom, because it shows 50 posts at a time, I'll hit view more comments. And then I'm going to do a search for Melanie. And that way we'll find it right away, right there. The comment is terrific. That's all. There's nothing weird about that, nothing strange. But then another excellent information from Elizabeth Evans. David Phillips, excellent informative article. Okay. I'm seeing this again. Catherine Duvall, amazing. That's a normal, these are all normal comments, right? So nothing really bizarre there. And I felt really crazy for posting and poking at those. But if I look again at this one, this is the Libertarian Party, all comments, resort it, go down and make sure we've got them all. Yep, okay. And then we're going to look for her again, impressive article. Now, I was pretty sure that was a comment made by another profile. And if I'm looking through here and see if there are any more that kind of feel the same way, I don't think so. This may be a one-off just for her, but it's still kind of weird. And I'm trying to look for ones that are smaller than 100 or right around 100, so that we're not lost in 1,500 comments that we have to dig through. So we'll push all the way through here and see what we find, view more comments to make sure those populate, and then we'll look for Melanie's comment. Stunning. Okay. Stunning is not a weird comment, but government aid makes disasters worse. Okay, stunning would be a comment you could fit there. Stunning would be a comment you could fit on the Sun post there. It's just a generic comment. There's nothing, again, nothing that looks like it's trying to be really overtly bottish. It looks kind of normal. Nothing that stands out, nothing that's really crazy. Here's Elvia Williams, nice informative article. And so that's another one. And here's David Phillips, I think, again, fantastic informative article. So we've got several that are doing this. And when I go to my spreadsheet and pull up the ones that I've remarked, we'll begin to see this from several other ones. So this is the President Bill Clinton one that I looked at the other day. This has not got too many comments on it, less than 100. Oh, goodness. Sorry, the thing wants to do the thing. All right. It doesn't want to load properly. but when it does, we'll go down here and select all comments again. That should pull everybody up. We'll scroll down. I hate the dizzying thing that it does, but view more comments, and then we'll get back to looking for these people. So I'm just seeing a lot of comments like this where people are actually commenting on the stuff. I'd love to see this collection, all art, all the time. That's a nice enough comment. That is great. Amazing sculpture. This piece of art of Africa, etc. And then Elvia Williams again. This is definitely important to learn. Is it? I think that's a bot. I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Mary Strickland, great post. And Mary studied at the Institute for Health and works at Alaris Health at New Jersey. What do we know about Elvia? Works at Healthy Carolina, studied at University of South Carolina Student Health Services. Okay. And then Shirley Wilson says breathtaking. What do we know about her? Works at Seattle Health Enthusiasts, studied at University of Washington School of Public Health. I'm seeing a theme here. Then we have some more appropriate comments that don't look weird. And then Terry Esterling, splendid. Works at Health Plans in Oregon, studied at University of Portland Health Center. Huh, that's just strange. Mary Strickland, awesome article. Works at Alaris Health, studied at Institute for Health Education Library. Judith Smith, works at New Jersey Department of Health, studied at Health Sciences Library Association of New Jersey. Shirley Wilson, fantastic, works at Seattle Health. Elizabeth Evans, lives in Seattle, from Seattle. They actually don't have a works in here for this one. Megan Harrison, best, works at Arizona Natural Medicine Physicians and studied at University of Arizona College of Medicine. This looks funky to me. I may be the only person who thinks so, and I'd like to hear, but this is weird. Remarkable article from Barbara D. Robinson. Do I have Barbara D. Robinson on my list? I do. I surely do. All right, where did it go? All right, so here we have Amanda Brewster. Works at Native Health Phoenix, studied at South Phoenix Healthy Start. Yes, Sarah, these are the templates that I'm thinking. It's the same kind of photography even. Mitchell McCaleb, another one, lives in Seminole, Florida, but doesn't have a health working background. But this is what I'm thinking I'm seeing. And then, so that's the Bill Clinton post. The next post I identified that I wanted to see if these posts ran all the same was on Bloody Disgusting. Now again, this is so many comments. Oh gosh, no. I hate those. Why did they do that? And you can't fix it. Sorry, that is so stupid. All right, we're going to look at all comments and see if we can peek at them through the bottom here. If anybody knows how to get rid of that, that pinned particular background. Good gravy. All right, let's see. We'll just kind of flip through. Can't wait to see this. Here's people tagging each other. All right, let's see. Here we go. Shirley Wilson, stunning. So, thank you so much for discussing a movie. It was a movie. Let's see. Is there any more on this one? I thought there was. Elizabeth Evans. However, this is helpful to know. Rachel Montana, magnificent. Melanie Arnett, effective and even thanks for discussing. This is not normal. It's just not. I can't say what it is that makes these jump out at me, but hopefully this is looking hinky to you too. Here's a Rod Parsley, who is I guess a pastor. He's got 1 million likes on his page, and as soon as it quits fussing, I will go to all comments. And we're going to look through here. We have normal comments like, Amen, that's good, Pastor Rod. Amen. And then we have marvelous from Terry Easterling, who works in health plans in Oregon again. And then scrolling down a little bit, Laura McCreary studied OU family medicine, lives in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Melanie Arnett, cool article. Chicago, Illinois. That's just several of them. Click on the post's date and open the post itself as a new tab. We will do that with Rod Parsley. We will do that. Open the link, and there it is. Is that what you were suggesting, Sarah, as a remedy to the, what do you call it, the cover photo that's, cover video that sticks? I'm not certain. But yeah, this is what you're looking at. So, I mean, this is another one with the same patterns in there. We'll go look at the next one on the spreadsheet. I think that is this one. All right. Tea Party Patriots has a PragerU video that they are posting here. And what we look at here, oh, stop that. I didn't need you to do that. All right. We'll go down to most relevant and change it to all comments. And we'll just slip through these comments here. Talking about the actual plan, the left, Dictator Donnie. So we have some different comments that match the video. And then we get down to Elizabeth Evans, astounding about why we're losing liberty. Astounding. Okay. And then great info, Melanie Arnett again. Alan Vine, a must watch. Now that one looks legit. And then Larry Ann Barkman, very well said. Again, that seems to be interacting with the content itself. But great info and astounding. They're just off to me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm off here at all. But I want everybody to be looking at this with me. Is this the same one I just saw, Tea Party Patriots? No, Movie Phone. So the next one I have here is Movie Phone. This is all 2017 that this happened. And that's kind of interesting to me too, because these profiles have just been sort of sitting dormant, mostly from what I can tell. I don't know if they're engaged in something, deployed for something, but there they are. And I've found like 21 of them. And we'll look at some more of them in a minute. Scrolling down through here, though, we see normal comments. My favorite movie. Love this movie. Melanie Arnett. Nice information. Kathy Christie. Impressive. Works at San Antonio Health Vending. You know, this is a pattern. It's a pattern. There are lots of people commenting with each other's, tagging other people. But these guys, I don't know. All right, let's look at this one. And if I look at their profiles, I'm going to find that. Oh, let's make sure this is not playing. Okay. Yeah. All right, comments. See all comments. Let me scroll through this one. I hate it when they do this. I really much prefer this to be by itself, or let me have the opportunity to see it in the feed. So intriguing and amazing from Roger. That's possibly a legit comment. I don't know. But let's keep going. Impressive information. Mitchell McCaleb. We've seen that one before. Let's see. There are more here. Ledesma Martinez. No. That one's got an emoji on it. I wouldn't think that one was necessarily fake. And NASA is going to attract people from everywhere. There's nothing weird about people from other places commenting there. Here's Rachel Montana again, though. Splendid. Gary Hoover again. Fantastic. That's it. Susan Mankin, best. These are repeated comments, some of them. And so that's, again, another one that just jumps out at me. Last one that we're going to look at before we dig into these profiles is from Science. And you would think this would have a lot more comments on it than it does, but it's cute. It's about their, I guess, their podcast. But it's the liquidity of cats, I thought was funny. Cats that behave like liquids. Yeah, we've all seen that. Scrolling through here. Tagging Kathy Christie, awesome, thanks a lot for sharing. Another one. And then Carolyn Cruz, impressive and even, thank you for discussing. Now, when Sarah and I were tracking the botnets that we ran into earlier this year and got with BuzzFeed about, Sarah noticed this too. And Sarah, bless her heart, darling, she's amazing, copied every one of these comments that these different profiles had made on different posts that she could find of each other's. I can't imagine digging through hundreds and hundreds of posts to find these. There's probably a ton more of these. Here's David Phillips. However, this is nice to see. Gary Hoover, fantastic. So thank you so much for sharing. We're seeing now, after we've looked at a few, these repeated comments. Here's Amanda Brewster, this is now cool to learn. And then more people tagging each other. And that's pretty much the end of it right there. So I've looked at, 7 posts from these that have all had those same weird off comments. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm thinking, what could Facebook do to detect something like this? I'm not even sure this is fixable by a machine, that a machine can notice these things without a person having noticed them first. And here's why that's difficult. Let's look at Terry Easterling's profile. Terry's been commenting on several things. Terry's URL is Dejan Stoyanovsky. Okay. All right. So all of these have really Eastern European names in the links. Jovankovska, Jovanovska, Penov, Blazevska, Peskova. I can't even say these words. My tongue doesn't do Eastern European languages very well. But when I put that in here and we look at the stock scan for him, we put that in and we go look at posts commented on, we'll get the same assortment, won't we? Greg Abbott, 343 comments you would have to go through. Now, a human couldn't do this. A human could not do this. And then, here's Libertarian Party 300. I'm reading Sarah's comment here in the chat here. It says, to summarize, you found one profile that had only commented on high-profile verified pages, and while looking at their posts, you discovered many other profiles built on the same templates, and they were also always there at these random verified pages posting generic comments. That is a perfect encapsulation of what I have tried to say. You said it much better than I did. Thank you. Yes. And here's the difficulty. If I see a comment from Mitt Romney here, I've got to go through 1,303 comments to find it. And the thing is, that's 50 comments at a time. That's 26 clicks, hoping that your computer doesn't bog down by the time it gets down there to that comment where that has been made. So the best you're going to do is get a human to be able to flip through the ones that are manageable, maybe 100 or less, or fewer, I should say, 100 or fewer comments. I didn't want to get dinged for that by people who know that I'm a grammarian. Let's see here. When we look at this one, garbage into carbon dioxide, whatever. Stacy W. Mullins, excellent. Works at Charm City Clean and Handy Health and Natural Living. Yeah. That's another one. Is that one on my list? I don't know that it is. I think we might have just discovered another one. Where's the comments on that one? Stacy W. Mullins. Do I have Stacy W. Mullins here? I don't. All right. I think that Stacy W. Mullins needs to be on that list so we can look at her. Stacy is Charm City Health. This is another thing they have in common. Pinwellness.com. I don't think that site is active anymore. This is what I get when I go there. But all of these profiles shared roughly around the same time. Pinwellness.com. Several from there. And there's another down here. Again, these are interesting names, probably Indian, and they all have B in the comments. Guess which one of the egg yolks is actually from a healthy chicken. They were just answering that quiz based on whatever picture they saw. But there's another site that I saw them. Health Arrow, AERO, was another site, and that one also appears to be gone. So these were two sites that must have been pushed by these particular accounts. And you can see from the names where they might originate, what part of the world they might originate. But that's what these guys have in common. Stacy is going on my list. So live, we are going to add that. I'm going to copy it there and post it here. Copy her link with the name Sonia Universal. That's interesting. So that makes like 22, I want to say, that we found. So we were looking, oh, that's Melanie. I can close that. We were looking here, Stacy Mullins, Terry Easterling, Magnificent, and those two seem to be the only ones here. But, you know, imagine the difficulty of going through these and through so many of them. When we look at Terry's profile, Pin Wellness. There it is again. Oh, boy. Let's see. All right, so that's Terry Easterling. We'll go back to that, this sheet here and look through some of the other ones. Rachel Montana. Rachel Montana has Pin Wellness and wellness, sort of health and wellness links here in the profile. No pictures, nothing interesting at all. Doesn't even look like a real person, but it's that wellness link. When we look down at, let's say, Barbara Robinson, we saw her in one of them. Barbara Robinson, another one of the Eastern European names, and this one doesn't have any links shared like before. This one is nature photos, and I think we will see these again. But let's take a moment and actually just flip through them more slowly here. Here we have what looks like a small pond or lake. That's a much bigger lake, it looks like. Here's some mountains at a lake or hills. Here's another body of water with some birds, more bodies of water. This is the kind of thing that Barbara is posting. But I also made notes here. Oh, no, I didn't, did I? I didn't. There's another one that has it. I didn't make the notes here. I made them on my Facebook page. Let's see where I had them posted. Let's see if I can just flip through here, because I have all these notes. If you want to see them on my Facebook page, I will put the post in the links at the end of the show so you can see. But here's all the profiles that I had identified back then. But there's more nature ones on some of these. Awesome article. Fantastic. This one has Macedonian check-ins. Oh, Terry Easterling. Yeah, Macedonian check-ins. Yep. Let's see. There's one I know that has nature photos and no wellness. Let's see. Amanda Brewster, Mitch McCaleb. All right, this is just not, nope, this is not coming together. I can't find the other one. We're just going to have to guess through them. But let's see. Shirley Wiltse is one I found this morning. I haven't even had a chance to look at her very much. But again, we're with the fruits and the vegetables and the healthy looking things and Pin Wellness as a link. I don't know if Facebook has the ability, I'm sure they do, but has the ability to track who is sharing these particular links. I will tell you that the reason that I think that Facebook has that ability is because when I'm looking at my page tracker here, and I look at, say, everything on Chicago Sun-Times Live, every profile I've found sharing it has gone down. And it took a while, but they all went down. Just like Daily News Dallas, which is gone now, everything on Daily News Dallas has been taken down. Every profile sharing it. So I'm pretty sure Facebook can, with their technology, search who shares what content. And they could easily, by those links to Pin Wellness, find some of these and take them down if they are indeed bots. Who else is it that we have here? Laura McCreary. Let's see what hers looks like. Laura McCreary, again with the medicine imagery. Somebody's just been buying some stock photos. But then this one's a little bit political. People who love Donald Trump as president. That's a group I hadn't heard of, or a page, sorry, that I hadn't heard of back in March. And it's, I don't know how big that is, but this might be one of the political angles to these. A bot network that is posting about Trump. It's got 7,500 people in it now. It probably just started in the spring. I don't know. Is it posting anything right now? March 26th is the most recent date I'm seeing there. So, nothing new here. When did Laura post it? March 26th. I don't know what happened there, but that's an interesting time frame, is it not? The last day that page posted was the day that she posted it. Let's see who else we have. Shirley Wilson. Let's see what Shirley Wilson has been up to. Veselina Piskova. Shirley Wilson looks very dependable in the health particular field, right? So we have a Pin Wellness link. Again, very few photos of the same person and links to Pin Wellness. And Pearl Grace Amor Sal. That's interesting. Pin Wellness. Interesting. And then more Pin Wellness and more other names. And Pearl Grace Amor engaging again. I need to check out Pearl Grace Amor. And then Health Arrow, the same link. So I don't think I'm imagining this stuff. I really don't. I think these are actually bots. And there are plenty of them. Ramona Daly. We're going to take a look at Ramona Daly. We're going to get all up in Ramona Daly's business. This is what Ramona looks like. Texas Health, lives in Arlington, from Arlington. Pin Wellness again. This is bothering me. I hate it when they are Texas fakers because they think everybody knows where Texas is. It's easy to do. Comments on posts. What does Ramona post on? Gary Johnson, Greg Abbott, Libertarian Party, science. Haven't we seen these before? These are the same types of accounts, and they're all blue checks. John McCain, you would never find a comment from Ramona Daly in John McCain's comments because there would be just so many, and so many that were probably not appropriate, or at least not very kind. That's a thing. And then President Bill Clinton, Ron Paul, all of these have a good chance of having a lot of comments on any one of their posts. Kamala Harris, Democrats, Democrat Party, Ron Paul, Rod Parsley, Kamala Harris again, science again, Let's see who else has commented on this science one. Let's see. We'll go to all comments. It should populate every one of them. Here are people that are actually engaging. And then here's David Phillips. Amazing. Moreover, thank you for sharing. Ramona, nice post. So just two of them there. But what are they doing? Why are they doing that? Why are they commenting that way? And I wish I could tell you what they were being used for, what it was that these were ready to deploy for. But it's just odd, and it bothers me. And it bothers me because these are the kind of accounts I think that are aimed at manipulating Americans. I don't know about Russians. People ask me all the time, do you run into Russians on Facebook? And is that what you're catching? Is you catching them Russians? And it's not like that. If there are Russians on Facebook, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to be the one who sees it. They're too good, I'm sure. But when I see comments like this and I see that these are bots that may be in play here, I feel like I'm maybe tickling the edges of what people might be talking about when they talk about interference. Social media platforms are differently used than they were just a few years ago. And so politics is a battle on the ground here that we could be very well seeing. And it bothers me. It bothers me that people want to do interference of this sort in the electoral process, because I'm one of the people who runs the elections. My job is an election judge, and I go and actually manage elections as they happen. And election integrity to me is so important because I'm actually on the front lines of that battle all the time. And so this worries me. Here's Ramona, beautiful and even. Thank you for discussing. We saw that. Let's see. Donna Williams brings happy tears to my eyes. That one looks legit. Let's see. Oh, right in the feels. Thank you and God bless. Makes me cry every time. All that sounds like it's normal. Leon here sounds like he's normal. Thank you for your service. So cool. What a wonderful day. I mean, these sound like real ones right there. And I can't describe what subtle differences there are between these and those fakes. I can't really quantify it, I guess I would say. But this is what I'm seeing. All of these profiles commenting in those weird ways, and they're all health related or wellness related, and they all share that, almost all share that pin wellness link. And I don't know. I want Facebook to look into this. I want them to take a good look at this and see if this is something. But I'm not even certain, by the way, that Facebook has actually taken seriously the last round of bots. I don't even know if those are still all up, except for the ones that they took down immediately when Craig from BuzzFeed confronted them about it. I don't think that they've done anything. I don't think they've removed those other ones. Here's Susan Mankin. Fabulous informative article. Is she one of the ones that I have on that list? Yep, there she is. So she's there. Let's see. Cool post, Ramona Daly. We've already seen her. And that might be the end of those. Just a couple there. But yeah, this bothers me. This bothers me. And I want people taking seriously the idea that some people, somebody, whether it's these bots, whether it's people from another country, whether it's somebody internally trying to mess with us, that bothers me. And this is what the full force of the government ought to do, ought to be looking into, ought to be questioning Facebook like, What are you aware of? You might have been looking for Russians, and there was lots of that talk in the hearings. But what else were you looking for? Who else were you examining? There are people that are trying to interfere with what goes on in America all the time because it could be profitable for them, I'm sure. But what else were they looking for? I want these social media companies who are going to say to me, that I can't post a debunking link as a promoted post because it constitutes political advertising. And yet, these guys can, whether fakers in groups aiming at Americans or whether it's these guys, whatever these bot accounts are doing, whether, whatever it is that they might be doing, can do it unimpeded without anything stopping them. Nothing at all. Except somebody like me with too much time on her hands who's noticing patterns, who didn't know that she was noticing patterns until it just sort of fell in her lap. And you ask a question and there you go, and you follow that down a little bit more and a little bit more, and pretty soon you're down a rabbit hole you can't get out of. Let me tell you, when I started on Fakery, what I wanted to do was more along the lines of something like Snopes, but with an educational component. What I wanted to do was teach people how to be better information consumers. I spent 2017 getting leveled up in what newsroom standards should be and what the media should be held to in terms of standards and everything. And so when I got to the end of the year, I was like, I really need to do something. Too many people are sharing fakery. And I didn't expect to become an expert in what constitutes a fake account, a fake profile. And I didn't expect to stumble into bots and start to see these patterns emerge. But this is what happens, and this is where I started following. Here we have Gary Hoover, by the way. Again, this is really fascinating to see. I don't know that there's anything else in here. Oh, Susan Mankin, great information. There she is. Elvia Williams again. Ramona Daly. Boy, this has all of them. Carolyn Cruz. Ramona Daly again. Shirley Woodsey, great. Stacy Mullins, outstanding. Melanie Arnett. Again, all these are just inexplicable to me. I can't explain them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're about. But I've got 20-something accounts here that are all acting hinky. And I'm livid. I'm livid about it. I don't know who to go to. How do I report this? If I report the individual profiles, that's just going to take care of the ones that I found. That's not going to deal with the nest or the interconnectivity of these. So I needed to record it. I needed to document it so that I could show people, and then people with better instincts and better resources and better ability to research these things, cough, cough, Craig, might be able to pick up those threads and run with them. I've posted about this on Twitter, on Facebook, and tried to draw people a map as to what to look at when I've been looking at these. And I don't know what happens next. I don't know what to do but send it to the people that I know who work in this space and hope that they can put more pressure on Facebook. I don't have any clout with Facebook at all. And that's a thing that I need help changing. I need people who are followers of Unfakery and who are fans of Unfakery, who have been helped by Unfakery, whether I've helped straighten out your group with all the fakes that might be in there, whether I have built a video that helped you understand a process better, or maybe you saw the 20 tips on how to be a better news consumer, the avoiding fake news tips. Whatever you've seen from my content that has impressed you or interested you or made you think more and get better at this stuff, I need your help. I need you sharing the content from Unfakery as much as you can. I don't necessarily expect you to be like, say, JD and make everybody read everything in his feed all day long. that comes from Unfakery. He is so generous to that. We cannot thank him enough. But I'm not asking for that kind of devotion out of everyone. But share something a few times a week. Share one of the videos. One of the things that I looked at the other day was some of those, what is it, the accounts with the tags in them that have the the original owner of the tag, the original owner of the account. So I have been doing so many of those. I had to start my own playlist, Fake Profiles Unmasked. And this is just about looking for trolls and exposing who they are. So if that's what you're interested in, I've got all this content. This is, dozens of videos that you can look through and see what I'm finding. If you're looking for something like to send to people that you know that fall for fakery, even if you don't, but you need some resources to steer them towards, the Unfakery Basics playlist is what you need. It's got a few little hints, one piece at a time, to help people get better. And I need help spreading these around. These don't have a lot of views, and they really should. Here's the celebrity quotes, fake and questionable celebrity quotes. If there's a fake quote and a celebrity quote that we've debunked, I've put it here. And every one of these, you can see, I'll do as an instance with Prince here. When you look on YouTube, most people just stop here. They don't look at anything below that. But if you look down here in the description, we're completely backed up with what we do. We tell you where we find it, where to look, how to look, and where to find us. So, I mean, every one of these videos contains enough information for people to get something out of it. Let's see. What else we got here? We've got, this is parliamentary stuff, indenture stuff. But there's lots of videos. There's hundreds of videos on this channel. Something Fishy TX right now, because I haven't changed it over yet, but it's coming. This content, JD's right. Facebook is throttling down page views. They're taking the things that we are making on Unfakery. They want us to promote them. They want us to promote them because they want the money. But I can't do that with so many of these things because they're political. Because so much of the fakery that we run into is political. That's what my specialty is trying to debunk a lot of the fake crap that goes on politically, because that's where I think the biggest problem lies. We have folks who are being taken in by all sorts of strange stuff, and they don't know how to search for it, how to debunk it, and I'm trying to put content out there that they can stumble into. One of the things that you can do too is search on the subjects. This is such a silly little thing. Go search on one of the search engines for one of the subjects that we've debunked. If you see a celebrity quote or something like that, help us push that stuff up to the top. Every like, every comment on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook page, every tweet or retweet, all of that stuff helps get Unfakery more visibility, and therefore make those platforms suggest our content to more people. Everything that you do, from a like and a share and a comment, all of that stuff, everywhere you do it, helps us get a bigger audience. And so I'm asking 2 or 3 times a week, if you could just share something that we've put out, tell your friends about it, talk up the page, review the page. We need help with that too. We've got a 4.5 rating out of 5 from 86 people, but there were some people who didn't like that we called them fake, and they sent a whole bunch of folks at us and made us 1-star reviews. Now, they were stupid reviews, and they really shouldn't have counted for anything, but they count just as much as a 5-star review in Facebook's eyes. There's nothing illegitimate about them as far as Facebook sees, but these were ridiculous and unfair reviews. But what are we going to do? The only protection against that is more people reviewing what we do. So hopefully you learned a little bit something today, or you at least helped me confirm that I'm not crazy, that I'm not seeing things, that all of these fake profiles are up to something and they're all connected, even though you couldn't in a normal search or in a normal way look, you'd have to see the pattern. So hopefully that's what we've done. I'm trying to decide whether Wednesday is a good night for me too. So if you've got some input on that, I'm thinking of moving back to Tuesday so that if I wanted to do 2 streams in a week, I've got an extra day in the middle of the week I can do that with. So input on that would greatly be appreciated as well. Wednesday's a little bit difficult for me. Tuesdays and Thursdays work a little better, and so I'm thinking of just changing that around if it works for other people as well. So thanks for joining tonight. Thanks for letting me know I am not completely crazy. And when you get a chance, share this video. It'll be up on Facebook momentarily, but it will also be up this evening later on the YouTube channel, so you could see it there and share it there as well. So I just appreciate all of you who have been so supportive and helpful. And oh goodness, all I need right at this point though is just some amplification. So if you can do that for us, we will be so grateful, and you will help so many people. And honestly, I've had people come and tell me that they see things now completely differently from the way they did before they started watching the content that we've been putting out. And that right there is what I'm going for, to be able to get into people's minds a little bit and shift their perspective so that maybe something new can come in, or some different idea, and maybe make them better at this. And we can all get better at this. Believe me, I'm one of the people who also needed unfakery. So putting myself on this side of it, it makes me very accountable, and I appreciate that as well. My goal is just to help people become better information consumers in all kind of ways, and maybe make this place a little bit better. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I will talk to you guys next week. Again, like and share and comment and rate and review and all that wonderful stuff. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week.